Shalom. This week in the Torah, we are in Parshat Mishpatim, chapters 21 through 24 of Exodus. This is a significant section, for it starts, in many ways, the core of the Hebrew Bible, the laws, the mitzvot, the commandments. In fact, almost 10% of all the mitzvot found in the entire Hebrew Bible are found in just this Torah portion, Parshat Mishpatim. Up until this point, the Torah has been largely a narrative. From here on out, there will be some narrative, but the Torah pivots to present the laws by which the Jewish people are to live by. And the vast majority of these mitzvot are not rituals, they're not religious observances, but rather how you treat your fellow human being, no matter what you think of them. To wit, this week, I want to focus on two commandments found in the 23rd chapter, the 4th and 5th verse of the Hebrew Bible. The key words, let's read that together. Ki tifgash shor oivecha or chamoro to'eh hashev tishivenu lo. That's the first verse. If you encounter your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall surely return it to him. And then the fifth verse, Ki tireh chamor sona'acha rovetz tachat masau v'chadalta mezov lo azov ta'azov imo. If you see the donkey of the one who hates you lying under its burden, you shall not pass by. You shall surely relieve it for him. Wow. What a lesson for today's hyper-angry world of ours. I mean, so much hate, so many enemies. And yet, the Torah tells us your enemy is a fellow human being. You're angry at your enemy, you're upset at your neighbor. Okay, we get that. But you still have to do what is right. If someone needs help, you need to be there for that person, for his animal, regardless. Now, admittedly, the Torah does not speak about loving your enemies. That's found only in the New Testament. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, as many of my Christian friends know, it says, "You have heard it said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemy also." Now, I'm not here to debate that, but I will say that actually the Torah does not say, hate your enemy. Not even the Egyptians are hated. The Torah commandment in, I think it's Deuteronomy, is actually, do not hate an Egyptian, for you were strangers in his land. But the book of Matthew is right in one sense. The Torah does not teach us to love our enemies. And I think that's actually wise. It's wise that the Torah doesn't teach us that. I think the Torah understands human nature. You are angry with someone, our tradition, our Torah gets it. Yes, he is your enemy. Do not love him. No, do not send him a Valentine's Day present. But you still need to do what is right by him or her. That is not open to interpretation in the Hebrew Bible. And when you do what is right towards your enemy, two things could happen. One is your enemy could see what you do and become a friend. Maybe, maybe not. And even if not, you will have accomplished something else, something so important for yourself. Now, what is that? I'm not sure which Hebrew commentator said this, but one of our rabbis creatively took the Hebrew words that I mentioned earlier, specifically the words azov ta'azov imo, and I translated that as you shall surely relieve it, the burden, for him. And that commentator translates that phrase a little differently. He says, you shall surely relieve it, your anger, with it. You shall surely relieve your anger by doing this. Helping your enemy by relieving his donkey of its burden relieves you of the burden, the weight of anger. I love that. I mean, maybe we can't relieve ourselves fully of the justifiable anger we may often feel for someone who has wronged us. It's understandable. We're human. But you know, the deed often shapes the heart more than the heart shapes the deed. And doing good, regardless, shapes your heart in ways unimaginable. You should help your enemy not because he deserves it, but because you deserve it. Doing good relieves you of the burden you needlessly carry when you're angry. As Rabbi Harold Kushner taught so well, he said, do things for people not because of who they are or what they do in return, but because of who you are. This commandment is going to help you not let anger and hate consume you and get the best of you. The Torah is always going to remind us, you are better than that. We all are. Shalom.